Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be making sourdough bread with our sourdough starter. I've been getting a lot of requests of people wanting to see me do a long video of making a sourdough loaf, so here we're gonna do it. So this is my starter. She's very hungry. I just discarded about half of it, and now I'm gonna feed equal parts flour and equal parts water. So I'm gonna put I'd say 2 cups of flour in this. That's how much is in there, you can't really see. But I'm gonna put the flour in there, put the water in there, and then I'll mix it all up. Okay, and make sure you are always using room temp water when you're doing this. You don't want to kill your sourdough. Okay, now that your sourdough is fed, it should look like this. There's quite a bit in there right now. So you're gonna mark it with your marker. Okay. Put your lid on, obviously. And then you're going to wait. It should take 3 to 4 hours to rise, but as soon as it doubles in size, so it's going to be here at the top, hopefully it doesn't overflow, it's been doing that a lot, then we will bake. Okay guys, here is the dough 2 hours after we fed it. It is 3:23 right now. We fed it at 1:30, and here's the line that we originally drew, and here is where it has risen to. I think that in another 2 hours she will rise to about right here, and we should be able to bake with her because I think that'll be doubled in size. Okay, here's my starter, and as you can see, it has doubled in size, so she is ready to be baked into some loaves. Okay guys, now our sourdough is finally ready to bake. As you can see here, it has doubled in size, so she is perfectly ready. So you're going to need a big Tupperware. I'm making 4 loaves, so you could definitely use a small plastic bowl or a ceramic bowl if you want. You're gonna need a whisk or a spoon. A spoon works just fine. You don't need a Dutch whisk like what I have, but if you have one, great. Flour and salt and a handy dandy scale. Okay, first I'm gonna get my water. Now that you have 1,400 grams of water, you're gonna pour in 400 grams of your sourdough, because I'm making, that was 500 grams. Yes, that's gonna work. And you're gonna whisk it together. Hey, I don't need your help, baby. Because you're gonna make a mess, that's why. Okay, now that you have this all whisked together, you're gonna put this, you're gonna try to spill it first. Let's move our scale over to our scale here. Try really hard not to spill. And then zero it out, and my scale likes to be insanely difficult and make me press it a million times to finally zero it out. It's okay. Are you spilling things? Yes. Oh, there you go. Okay. Now we're gonna pour in the flour. So you're gonna need, I use about 2,200 grams of bread flour, unbleached bread flour, because I live in a really humid place. So that's why I use that much. If I don't, it's really, really sticky. So just add 2,100 grams, and hopefully it won't be sticky for you. I might need a little bit more. And then you're gonna add 40 grams of salt. I like to use the pink Himalayan salt. I'm gonna add this really quick on here. I think that's good. Okay. Mama. And then you just whisk it all together. Okay, as you can see here, my dough is looking pretty dry, and this is probably when a lot of people would add water and, start panicking. Don't panic, keep mixing. I've only been mixing for I don't know, 2 minutes maybe. So mix for 10 minutes probably, and you'll be good. Okay, I've been mixing for about another 2 minutes after the last bit, and it's already looking really good. The flour's combining really nice. It's not looking very dry anymore. So I'm gonna mix it a little bit longer, get all the lumps and bumps. Okay, as you can see here, the dough is starting to form into a dough ball, finally. There's a couple lumps and bumps that we need to get out, but we've been mixing for about only 4 minutes we've been mixing, so not very long at all. So you'll probably want to be mixing for, I don't know, like 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes if your arm doesn't fall off. And if you just, want a really good arm workout, definitely go for 10. If you really want the cardio workout, go for 15. As you can see, it's kind of hard to mix. It's not the most fun. You could also mix with your hands if you want to at this part. I personally don't like to do that anymore because it gets really messy all over your hands. And it's really hard to get off because you can't wash it down the sink, so you have to like do it in the trash, and it's just not fun. I don't recommend it. What a workout. Make sure you really put your back into it. So this is our dough. This is how she's looking. There's a couple of lumps and bumps, but you should have a good shaggy dough going. And a good sweat glisten going too from working that dough. It's been almost 10 minutes. I almost made it. I'm breathing kind of hard. It was a labor of love. So as you can see here, it's a little sticky, but it's not sticking to my hands too much. This is that shaggy dough that we're going for, right? So I can, and it's not sticking to me. I mean, it's sticking, but it's not staying to my hands too much, right? I mean, a little bit, but it's not like unmanageable, right? So we're gonna let this sit for an hour with a lid on, or a towel, or whatever you have. You can put a plate over it if you want to, and let it autolyze. And then we will come back for our 4 sets of stretch and pulls. We're gonna do those every 30 minutes. And then we'll shape our dough and put it in the fridge and eat some sourdough. Well, bake and then eat it, obviously. And we found butter. So I will see you guys in 1 hour. In case you guys are wondering what it's like making sourdough at home with a 2-year-old, this is, she was eating a stick of butter. So, on the ground. It has hairs on it. Okay, bye. Okay, I'm just gonna really quick do my last set of stretching folds. My phone's about to die, and it is very late right now, so you can see it's getting really tight or really hard to stretch. That is good, that is what we want. So I'm gonna let this sit on the counter for probably an hour because it's 10 o'clock at night and I didn't really plan my time very well today. And then I will stick it in the fridge and then I will shape it in the morning, which I do a lot. I usually do my bulk fermentation in the fridge because I'm always doing this really late at night. So I will see you in the morning. This is what our dough is looking like before we stick it in the fridge, just so everyone can see the before and after. Good morning, guys. It is the next day and our dough did its bulk fermentation in the fridge last night. I did about an hour bulk fermentation on the counter before it went in the fridge, but this is how it's looking right now. It looks really good. So normally I will bulk ferment on the counter for like 3 to 4 hours, just depending on how long it takes to double in size. But sometimes when I make my sourdough and it gets a little later, last night it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, I just stuck it in the fridge because it needed that extra time to bulk ferment. So we're going to plop this out onto the counter. We're gonna shape out our dough balls, and we're gonna get them back in the fridge and we're gonna bake them either later today or tomorrow. Okay, we're just gonna flour the surface and dump her out. You don't want to pull it out, you wanna just try to get it to come out with gravity. Trying to kind of coax it. You can see it kind of coming off the wall right there. And it's gonna take a second because it's cold. This is really heavy. So you don't want to pop any of those air bubbles. Try to keep them intact. There it comes out. There you go. There you go. Pretty clean. I like to try to grab any little dough balls that are still in there. There weren't very many though. Okay, I'll put that over to wash later. Look at that dough though. Looks so good. Okay. At this point you can weigh it if you want to make them as perfectly proportionate as possible, or you can do what I do and just kind of eyeball it. So you can cut it like with a butter knife if you want. I have my bench scraper that I like to use. Really anything will work. This is what I have. It's, I don't know, it was a cheap one on Amazon that I bought, so that one's a little small. It's a lot easier to work with your dough like this when it's cold. Those ones are going to be pretty small, I think. You can already see a little air bubble forming. A little one right there. See this one right there. That's a good sign. Oh, that one's Mondo. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, I love it when they're not super sticky. Makes my life 10 times easier. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of portion them up. Okay, so now we're gonna take our loaves. I'll put these little ones over to the side here, and I'll zoom you guys in so you can see me laminate it and roll it up. Okay, so we're just gonna flatten this out. Do this with each of them. Doesn't have to be perfect either. So I'm gonna kind of talk you guys through this one now after I get it laminated. So you're gonna grab this end, right? You're gonna fold it in about halfway. And then you're gonna take, oh, there's something over there. You're gonna take this side, you're gonna fold it over that piece, okay? Now you're gonna roll it, now you're gonna roll it, okay, into a log, like this, right? So it looks like a little cinnamon roll. And then you can shape from there, or you can, I like to fold it over again. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna cover these up and let them sit on the counter for about an hour, and then we'll pop them in the fridge, and then we'll bake them either tonight or in the morning, however long you wanna let them ferment. Okay guys, we are going to bake our 4 loaves that we shaped up yesterday. Okay, so you want to preheat your, Okay, so you want to preheat your oven to 450 degrees, and you want to put your cast iron in the oven so that it can come up to temp, because if you put a cold cast iron in the hot oven, it's gonna break. So put it in there. I also put in a tiny cookie sheet underneath too, so that the bottom doesn't burn the bottom of the loaf. So when this gets up to temp, when it gets up to 450 degrees, we will pull our loaf out of the refrigerator and we'll get it all scored up on some parchment paper and throw it in the oven. Okay, our oven is up to temp, so now we're gonna take our parchment paper. We're going to get out a good section of it. I'm gonna do a round loaf. So I think I want that much. Gonna lay it down right. Okay, here is one of our beautiful loaves that we made yesterday. It looks amazing. I hope it bakes up amazing. We're gonna just take it and flip it out. Okay, so we're gonna put flour on. This is unbleached all-purpose flour that I'm putting on here. You're gonna put that on there before you start scoring it. Okay, so now that your bread is scored as beautifully as mine is, you can stick it in your cast iron and you're going to bake it for the first 30 minutes lid on with a bunch of ice in it, or you can pour water in it. And then after that 30 minutes is up, you're going to take the lid off for 15 minutes and you're going to bake it for 15 minutes. Don't forget your ice. Okay guys, I just pulled out the loaf that we just made together. It looks amazing, and I'm gonna let this cool off for about an hour, and I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna get some butter, and I'm just gonna probably eat the whole thing by myself. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.